Consciousness is not one thing. It is a layered system, dynamic, shifting, and shaped by forces both known and hidden. Today, we explore an integrated model combining Freud, Jung, and modern psychology to reveal how your mind actually operates beneath the surface. You live in only a small portion of your inner world. Most of your behavior, emotion, and identity is shaped by layers you rarely access. By understanding these levels, you reclaim awareness, freedom, and inner power. We will move from the conscious mind to the subconscious, the unconscious, the shadow, and finally, the highest states meter awareness, flow, and self-transcendence. This is the map of the psyche. Each level plays a role. One handles daily tasks, another stores emotional wounds, another protects the ego, and another seeks deeper meaning. When these levels align, life feels effortless. When they conflict, suffering emerges. Let's begin by examining the level you think you know, the conscious mind. It is far smaller than you imagine. The conscious mind is the surface layer, your thoughts, choices, logic, and what you can immediately access. It's the spotlight of awareness, narrow, focused, and easily overwhelmed. Modern psychology shows the conscious mind processes only a tiny fraction of information. It's like reading a single line of a book, while the rest of the pages turn beneath your awareness. Freud believed consciousness is the tip of the iceberg. Jung agreed, calling it the ego's domain. The part of you that says I am. But the ego isn't the whole mind. It's simply the manager of your waking experience. It filters, organizes, and tries to maintain a stable identity. Most people assume consciousness is in control. Yet neuroscience shows your brain often makes decisions before you consciously register them. Your conscious mind is more of an interpreter than a commander. It explains choices that deeper layers have already nudged you toward. This is not a weakness, it's the start of awareness. By recognizing the limits of conscious thought, you create space for deeper intelligence. True growth begins when you stop identifying with your surface thoughts and start observing them. Observation unlocks the higher levels. This brings us to the next layer, the subconscious, the realm of habit, memory, and automatic behavior. The subconscious is the storage system of your life. It houses habits, emotional associations, learned behaviors, and pattern recognition. Every repeated action becomes subconscious: walking, speaking, driving, reacting to stress, and interpreting social cues. Your subconscious is efficient. It frees you from having to relearn tasks. But it also reinforces negative patterns, fear, self-doubt, avoidance, and emotional triggers. Freud called this the pre-conscious memories and patterns not in awareness, but easily accessible. Jung expanded this idea to say these patterns shape the ego's identity. If you were criticized repeatedly, your subconscious stores that tone and reacts to reminders even decades later. This is why you sometimes feel emotions without knowing why. The subconscious is pulling old files forward. To reprogram the subconscious, repetition and awareness are key. You must become conscious of your patterns before they can change. Meditation, journaling, and introspection allow subconscious material to rise into awareness. This bridges the layers of the psyche, but deeper than the subconscious lies the emotional core, the unconscious mind. The unconscious is the realm of impulses, repressed memories, unresolved emotions, and instinctual drives. Freud believed this is where the true power of the psyche lies. It contains everything you don't want to face: pain, shame, fear, trauma, denied desires, and forgotten experiences. These forces influence you constantly through dreams, slips of the tongue, emotional reactions, and irrational fears. The unconscious is not logical. It is symbolic. It speaks in images, metaphors, and emotional language. This is why Jung believed dreams reveal the truth of your inner world. They bypass the ego and speak directly through the unconscious. If the subconscious is the library, the unconscious is the basement, the dusty archives where forgotten or painful material hides. And here is the important teaching: the unconscious is not your enemy. It is an old protector. When something overwhelms you, the mind buries it to keep you functioning. But buried emotions do not disappear, they manifest as anxiety, projection, overreaction, or numbness. Healing requires bringing unconscious material into conscious awareness with compassion, not judgment. But deeper still lies Jung's most profound idea, the shadow. The shadow contains everything you reject about yourself: anger, jealousy, insecurity, neediness, superiority, selfishness, and hidden desires. But it also contains your greatest potential: creativity, confidence, strength, intuition, and leadership. These traits may have been suppressed because they didn't fit your early environment. You don't see the shadow directly, you see it through projection, reacting strongly to traits in others that mirror what you deny in yourself. If someone's confidence irritates you, your shadow may contain suppressed confidence. If arrogance bothers you, your own buried pride may be calling for integration. Jung taught that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Shadow work is not about fixing yourself. It is about reclaiming yourself. Integrating the parts you abandoned, recognizing the shadow brings emotional maturity. It dissolves ego defenses and expands awareness. When you meet your shadow with honesty, the psyche reorganizes itself. New energy becomes available for creativity, insight, and authentic expression. But there is still a deeper level, one that connects you to something beyond the personal self. Jung believed every human shares a deeper layer of mind, called the collective unconscious, a reservoir of universal patterns, instincts, and symbolic structures. These shared patterns appear in myths, stories, religions, dreams, and archetypes across cultures: the mother, the hero, the sage, the trickster. These archetypes shape behavior across time and geography. This level influences your imagination, intuition, and universal emotional responses. Whether you see the collective unconscious as psychological or spiritual, it shapes how humans make meaning. Tapping into this layer brings a sense of belonging, purpose, and connection to something larger than yourself. But beyond this lies the highest psychological states, rare but transformative. Higher states include meta-awareness, flow, insight, and self-transcendence. They arise when the mind becomes unified rather than fragmented. Meta-awareness is the ability to observe your thoughts without identifying with them. You become the witness rather than the thinker. This state quiets the ego and allows deeper intelligence to surface. Flow is total immersion, action without effort. It occurs when skill meets challenge and time feels altered. Modern neuroscience shows flow reduces activity in the default mode network, the region responsible for self-talk and self-judgment. In this state, consciousness becomes expansive and clear. The highest state is self-transcendence. When your sense of I dissolves into something larger, whether through creativity, spirituality, or profound insight, this is not mystical. It is a psychological shift in identity, from the ego to the observer, from separation to connection. These states bring clarity, compassion, and a deep understanding of your place in the world. In conclusion, the levels of consciousness are not separate, they interact constantly. Growth means improving communication between them. Awareness helps the conscious mind, discipline reshapes the subconscious. Compassion heals the unconscious. Honesty integrates the shadow. Curiosity taps the collective unconscious. Presence opens higher states. Your mind becomes whole when these layers stop competing and begin cooperating. The journey of consciousness is not about perfection. It is about understanding, integration, and alignment. When you explore your inner world, you gain freedom in the outer world. This is the true purpose of spiritual awakening. You now have a blueprint of your mind. The next step is to live it, observe, question, integrate, and rise. The journey never ends, and that is its beauty. If you made it this far, we thank you for watching and would like your support by clicking on like, adding a comment, and subscribing to the channel.